One of the biggest lies of our time is the idea of equality. The idea that men and women are exactly the same thing. That any distinction between the two is non-essential, and any significance you find in the distinction between the two is socially contrived nonsense. The idea that a man opening the door for a woman, or being the one to take her out, or the man being the one to propose, and the woman taking the man's last name, that's all baseless, socially contrived nonsense. For all intents and purposes, man equals woman. We are the same in the sense of 1 equals 1. Now yes, men and women are the same when it comes to our ability to reason, our human element, which is why it's appropriate for us to be seen as equal in, before a court of law or politically. But we've been sold this lie that we are literally the same thing, that we are equal in every regard, and that it's wrong to see us as distinct ever, that it's wrong to allow the fact that we are either male or female to affect our assessment of one another in any context. To acknowledge the distinction between a man and a woman is wrong. And that is the message we've been sold today. And that is an extremely damaging message, because the effect that it has is that it destroys our ability to feel attraction for one another. So some will say that we are distinct in a physical sense, strictly in a physical sense. Women have breasts and men, are a bit taller, have faster muscle growth, and that is, that's it. That's the only way in which we're different. That psychologically and the way in which we interact with each other, we are exactly the same. But this is actually absolutely not true. And the reason is, our psychologies do not develop in a vacuum. Our psychologies develop from the nature of who we are as a human, and definitely as who we are as either a man or a woman. It's actually precisely because men and women aren't physically the same that we are not psychologically the same. Men are built for problem solving. It's actually been shown in our actual neurology that we are more attuned for problem solving mentally. And our bodies, of course, are built to get out into the world and conquer it physically. Now, it is because of our physical makeup, the nature of our bodies, that we end up finding a unique psychological pleasure in conquering the world, in exercising our physical prowess. And that is one of the biggest reasons why men are just so naturally psychologically inclined to have an interest, a focus on the physical, on problem solving. I mean, notice any time a guy is working on something, he can be over there working on something with his tools or whatever, and every guy is going to be at least looking in his direction, trying to, what tool is he using? Well, how's he doing this? How's he doing that? What's he working on? Whereas women really won't care. They aren't focused on that kind of thing. I want to make it clear, this is not because women are stupid. It's just where our minds are focusing. Men tend to focus pretty heavily on problem solving and on the physical world. And the reason we are attuned in that way is precisely because of the nature of our body. As for the value of this, we have the whole of human history to attest to the value of men's mental focus on the physical, on problem solving, on creating, on building. All of civilization was built by men, but that's a topic for a different video. Now, there is a unique kind of psychological pleasure that most people don't really talk about, particularly in this topic, and that is the psychological pleasure of being in harmony with your nature. Or maybe to put more simply, just exercising your nature, of utilizing what it is that you are best at, what you're built for. A good parallel is like cats playing. It is built for gracefully slaughtering everything that it can get its paws on. But cats find pleasure in this. I mean, that's why it's playing when they're, going after a string or something. They're engaging in that hunter mentality. It is built for hunting, and it finds pleasure in engaging in the very thing that it is built to do. And the same thing goes for humans. If you're a man, There is a unique kind of pleasure you get when you are solving problems, when you're creating something, building something. I think that men get a unique pleasure from working with their hands, with creating something. Now, to take that a step further, I think that definitely applies when you are engaging in a relationship. I mean, the very height of exercising in your sexual nature is in a sexual relationship. And I don't just mean in the literal act itself, though obviously that's very relevant. But from the instant that you see a woman, it's the very fact that she is a woman that attracts you to her. I mean, men like breasts, men like the curvature of a woman, men like the things that are unique to a woman as opposed to a man. When you see a man's figure, or when you look in the mirror and you look at your own figure, you do not get aroused. Well, hopefully not. But when you look at a woman who has a figure that is distinct from you, it is the distinctions that make you attracted to her. It's the things that juxtapose her from you, the things that you would say are uniquely feminine qualities. But our culture says, no, you are a chauvinist if you try to attach any kind of meaningfulness to the distinctions between us as men or women. Because of course, we're all equal. And if you say anything that contradicts this, then you are, a disgusting chauvinist pig. It's funny because you can see all the ways in which this attack is completely destroying and breaking down our ability to have relationships at all. I mean, the very moment of finding a woman attractive is being attacked by feminists. I mean, not to mention every other element as well, like flirting, asking her out, being in the relationship, etc., etc. But what is necessary for you to feel attraction for a woman is seen as wrong. If you see her as attractive, if you look at the elements of her as a woman and judge them to be either good or, attractive or sexy or whatever, then that's, you're objectifying her, you're seeing her as only an object for sex. We're sold this idea that in a perfect world, no one would acknowledge the fact that anyone is distinct or different or unique in any way, in any circumstance, and that we'd all just be constantly ignoring our differences and imagining that we're all the same gray blob. And that is a horrible nightmare universe, and it completely kills any motivation for anything, any interaction, especially in a romantic context, because it's the distinctions between men and women that create attraction. And the same thing goes for women as well. Women like a man who's taller than her, who has some muscles, who takes action. There's a reason why we find these things attractive, why we find the distinctions between us attractive, because it highlights the differences between us. It highlights the fact that I am a man and that has a particular nature. She is a woman and that has a particular nature. And we are engaging in, our sexual natures with each other. In the same way the cat plays and has fun engaging in its nature, we engage in our own nature and find a unique psychological pleasure with that. So all this to say, don't let the modern culture sell you this ridiculous package deal idea of equality. Yes, you should treat women with respect and dignity, and as a human being, you should treat her, as a thinking, independent being. But that does not mean you cannot or should not see her as an attractive, sexy woman who you want to ask out and who you want to show that you are attracted to her. These are not mutually exclusive. Well, I hope this has been interesting to you. I know it's been a bit ranty, but I hope you got something out of it. And if you like the video, drop a like, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.